Awesome. Live streaming on the internets. Alright, everything's plugged in and working. Okay. Where did I put the water? Yes. Okay. Hello, and welcome to a makeup tutorial. This is my studio, and I'm Blink Pop Shift. If you don't know me, or this is the first video of mine that you're watching, I am an artist and I make virtual reality and videos and lots of stuff, but today we're just gonna do makeup because I paint weird makeup on my head every day and I've never done a makeup tutorial. Well, that's not true, I did a holographic makeup tutorial last year, but this shit is different. I'm just gonna use actual paint on my actual face. And y'all can comment away if you want to contribute to what should be happening with your words. They're supposed to show up on my screen, so let's do this. Hair clip. I realized the other day that I really love drag queens, and I think being a drag queen would be really cool. I'm not the world's femmiest person. I use they, them pronouns, but I am so into the idea of like fancy awesome makeup. You should check out my Instagram if you want to see just tons and tons of makeup pictures. Plus cubist selfies. Cubist selfies are the thing, people. They're great. So, okay. I should start with the part where I tell you what I'm using, right? I won't be using any traditional makeup. I'm only going to be using Tag body paint. Body art paint. So many reflections are happening. Woo! Tag body art paint is water activated face paint. And I use this as my everyday makeup plus a little bit of eyebrow powder. Because these babies are invisible. Shout out if you have invisible eyebrows on your face. Apparently my right one is more invisible than my left one. Alright, so we have our hair clipped up. We have our head improperly shaved. This is not even close to the best shave you could get. But it's what we got, so that's what we're going to work with. Pretty colors. Woo! Immediately drop it. Pretty colors! Yes. Okay. Water activated, so cup of water. I had paper towels somewhere. I'm going to be using, let's do the fancy YouTube technique. One square-headed brush and one needle brush. And a bunch of paper towels, which I have to lean out of frame to get. Paper towels, very fancy. Paper towels help you do more like blended area stuff. So, going to start. I usually when I'm doing makeup, I get dressed first and then I pair the makeup to whatever I'm wearing. But since I'm just wearing my VidCon pajama shirt, I'm just gonna paint whenever I feel like it. So let's get. I'm just getting. Wow, that is a difficult angle to hold makeup at. Getting some white on my brush. And I'm not the cleanest painter, makeup putter on person. I don't mix on a separate palette, so you'll see some of my colors are super dirty. Yellow especially has gotten a lot of other colors mixed into it. But I suppose I could do that on a separate palette, but I'm just too lazy, so. Alright. I don't wear foundation or mascara or eyeliner or anything, so this is all just going directly on my face. I also don't have a mirror, so usually I would do this in the bathroom with two facing mirrors so that I could see all the way to the back of my head, but we don't have that, so let's just do this. Oh yeah, that is a weird angle to put your makeup on it. Alright. The nice thing about Tag is that it goes on wet and it dries not entirely smudge proof, but like pretty smudge proof. And it is way, way cheaper than buying actual like Sephora makeup or even at the drugstore. This entire palette cost me like $30. And when you're someone who wears, you know, not just eyeliner and mascara and stuff, but like actually paints on your face, it's a much better way to go than trying to fill in this much skin area with regular. The one thing I don't like about it is that there's no like glitter in it. So I will probably expand my palette to include something with glitter. Eyebrow. I've never tried to cover my entire face before. I usually paint around my right eye and maybe on my left, but usually around my right eye and then back into the back of my hair, which is why my hair is cut like this. A haircut I have started referring to as queer pattern baldness, because this is totally like a queer haircut. And tons of girls in San Francisco, or actually just tons of people in San Francisco have these asymmetrically shaved haircuts now, which I just love so much. I live in San Francisco, if you didn't know. And actually, just today, my partner and I went on a new streets adventure where we try to add streets to our library, meaning we're trying to cover like every street in the city. Eventually we want to have gone over every street in the city. So at sunset, we were driving around. It's beautiful. We found this really lovely place to watch the sunset that we hadn't been to before. Surprisingly close to our house because the city is full of like nooks and crannies. Really beautiful. Right. White. Okay. That's good. It's a good first eyebrow. There. More water. Okay, let's go into the orange a little bit. I'm not that good at cleaning the brushes, so there's a little white left over in the brush. But just go in there. I like to get a little water and start to mix it into the surface until it gets slightly viscous. The water will take up the color pretty fast, but the more viscous you make the paint. When you put it on, you have a little bit more control. You can also get like really pretty paint drips, which maybe we'll try a little bit later on, with a less viscous application of the paint. And one of the nice things about Tag is there's sort of two stages of putting it on. You can put it on wet, which lets you blend in the previous color, or you can let the previous color dry a little bit, which is what I'm going to do right now. Just add this under eye area. Now, yes, I do wear this stuff every day, but no, I have never actually worn this much of it. We will just see what happens. Oh, that is cold. Oh, my phone is buzzing and doing things. I should have figured out how to get that to not happen while I'm live streaming. It's okay. One orange eye for no reason other than I feel like it. Okay. Now just with water on the brush, I'm going to go in and like mix this boundary here. So even when the paint is dry, you can go back in and re-wet it just to like mix the colors. You see how it's starting to like get drippy here, so I'll just mix that in. Yeah, over my eyebrow and down into the orange. Yeah. Wow, trying to talk and do your makeup at the same time is hard. Now usually, well, not every day, but a lot of days, I get my partner to contribute. So maybe later on, we'll convince him to come down into my studio, which is in the basement of our house, and contribute some lines. So I'm just going to start by doing in like block colors, and then we'll go back in with either the needle brush or the block brush to get some more colors going. Let's see. Let's do pink now. Oh, I just went to this show at SF MoMA that was exhibiting some of Matisse's paintings next to a local Berkeley painter, Debencorn. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And it was super interesting to see their work next to each other because apparently Devin Corn was highly influenced by Matisse, but I didn't think his paintings fared well next to Matisse's. And there was one painting in particular, I don't remember the name, helpfully, that, wow, this pink is almost exactly the same as my skin color. Yay, white people! Being very pink. There's one of the Matisse paintings that I was super into that was beautiful. It was like the outline of a body. He's done a lot of figures. But in this one, the face was fairly blank and had a black outline on it. And then underneath it was this other face that was leaning over to the side and looking to the side. And it was almost invisible in comparison to the rest of the painting. And it was just beautiful, and the colors were really beautiful. But this pink reminds me of that painting because he uses a lot of pink in his work. Oh, no mirror. Trying to do the side of your head with no mirror is very hard. All right. Just going to go back as far as we can. See what happens. All right. Going into the black. Still a little bit of pink on the brush, but the black will just obliterate that. And I'm going to go over the arc of my ear. I don't have a plan for this makeup look, and as I wouldn't normally wear this much outside because it would smudge and get all sweaty, I'm kind of excited to just see sort of like what abstract thing comes out as I go. But if you have ideas or suggestions, I am happy to collaborate with the commenters. Just leave comments in the live stream feed so that I can see them come up on screen. Oh yeah, get all in there. This is going to be so hard to wash off. Black ear. We'll leave the little pink part on the inside still visible so that it looks a little bit highlighted. Okay. That's my grandma doll. I made that last year after her funeral, and so my grandma was one of those grandmas who just was like, thought I was the bee's knees, toast of the town. And man, I loved her so much, and it was really hard when she died. And so I made myself a ghost because I inherited a bunch of her old jewelry, and a lot of it was stuff that I wouldn't wear, but I still really wanted to be close to me. So I made this sort of ghost of her clothes and her jewelry, so that I could have her as a haunting me, which I know sounds a little weird. It sounds weird to make a doll to make your grandmother haunt you, but it was very comforting. It still is very comforting to have her as like this little presence. I can bring my little doll out and show you at a closer view. Do I have paint on my hands? No. This is my grandma doll. It's made out of black felt, and it's covered in beads and things from her jewelry, just pinned in with straight needles for sewing. And this is all just hand stitched felt, and it has these little legs. Little legs. Yeah, this is my, ooh, I just knocked off her earring. This is my little grandma doll, so she'll go back here. Just knocking over all the things. She can be my little mascot back there. Alright, back to makeup. Added a little bit of yellow under my eye. And I think I want, let's see, let's go into something a little more dramatic. Let's go into the red. I've never worn this stuff on my lips, so we're just going to see what happens. Give myself a little rectangle mouth. So at this Matisse show that I was talking about earlier, I went with a friend of mine, Ken Becker, who's a ceramicist and an artist in the Bay Area. He makes these really amazing brain, you have to talk and paint at the same time. Melon, word for it. Cantaloupe. He makes these bowls that are castrum cantaloupes that I'm just totally in love with. He makes lots of other stuff too, but those are my love at the moment. So we went together, and he was making fun of me that I use every kind of material. I use paper and collage and make sculpture out of all these different things, and use digital and virtual reality, and I have combined, I make clothes and all these things, but I have somehow drawn the line at paint. Like, I won't do paint for some reason that I don't entirely understand. Something between, like, it feels a little beaten to death already, like, especially oil and acrylic, like, I just don't have anything to contribute to oil and acrylic. But you know what, Ken? How about I paint on my face? Does that count? Because, so this live stream is partially inspired by Ken saying, oh, I just painted my tooth red. Yup. Let's not keep that on there. I'd rather not eat this stuff. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yes. Inspired by Ken making fun of me that I don't use paint in my work. Oh, yeah. Black ear. I love that. All right. Let's get back into that orange in here. I wish there was a better camera angle for this, but there is definitely not. Okay. Let's get into my nose. And when I finish this look, I will definitely post pictures on Instagram so that people can see the final product. And my Instagram is the same as my YouTube, just Blink Pop Shift, same as Twitter. Ooh, man, using this tiny little brush takes a lot of time to cover all of your skin. Usually I wouldn't be covering this much, so the brush size wouldn't matter. But c'est la vie, we will soldier on. Paint here. So blend the pink and orange together. Get a little in this area. Oh, there we go. All right. I think I need a little bit more black down here to have more sort of contrast. There we go. Just fill that in a little. Okay. Now here's where I'm going to use the paper towel to do a little bit of blending because it's a total mess. Because I want it to be a little bit gray. So we're just going to take paper towel, twisty, dip it in a little bit of water and a little bit of black paint to get sort of, whoa, brush head. And then just rub it on in a circular motion. And doing this also gives you this kind of like dry brush effect, which I kind of like. A little more scrubby. There, now it matches my ear. Beautiful. Okay. Now it is time to get some brown. I have this really beautiful, rich brown under the red. So let's go over here under the right-hand side. Just get some of this brown here. Ooh, Evelyn's watching. Evelyn is one of my collaborators at LVR. Oh my god, I have got to get bigger brushes in a mirror. This is so hard. I'm live streaming on my phone and I'm just using a phone screen. This is, woo Nelly. Alright, let's paint in a little bit above the white. There we go. Okay, a little messy, but I'm liking it. We'll go back in with the details later. Alright, a little more yellow. Alright, there we go. Yellow in there. Coming across to this yellow over here. And we brighten this yellow up a little bit. And come over like that. There we go. That looks better. I like that. When I started doing face designs, I just did it sort of like above my eyebrow here. And I mostly used white, like white eyeliner. Almost exclusively for, I don't know, maybe a year. And I slowly expanded to other colors. But the eyeliner was the first thing that like sort of inspired me to change my relationship to makeup. Because my, when I first started doing makeup, it was something that my grandma taught me about. Grandma doll. And my grandmother had a very traditional understanding of makeup, and the makeup that she bought me and the way that she taught me how to use it were all super traditional. And I learned how to do the beautiful thing. And it's not that the beautiful thing is bad, it's just that I am particularly bad at consistency. Once I have a material, once I have like an idea about being able to do something, I really love to experiment with the way that it can be done. So that's how I started, drawing different patterns on my face. And then eventually I shaved my head back halfway to about here. And that was just to draw more. And then once I had it cut halfway, I was like, well, you should definitely cut it back the rest of the way so you can draw all the way back to the back of your head. I probably won't be drawing that far back today because I don't have a good mirror setup for that. But next time I live stream makeup, I will definitely figure out a mirror setup so that you guys can see. Or actually, so that I can see, and then I can turn my head so that you can see, to be able to paint farther back. And maybe I'll do it when I have a haircut so that it's more, there's less hair to trap the paint. Okay. Blue eye, little yellow streak, black chin, brown going onto the ear, little pink. All right. I think we need a little lighter blue, so I'm going to go into my lighter blue and just mix in a little of the blue that we were just using. Blue, 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 blue. To get something in between, and then we'll transition totally to the lighter blue. But I just want to get sort of transition color in here, and I'll blend them more once I have the colors laid down. And then even more blue, lighter blue, walking out as we go, out to the edge of my face, transitioning to lighter and lighter blue as we go. And then, whatever, just get it in my hair, that's fine. There we go. Now the same way I did earlier, when I was just adding water to the brush. So just clean the brush, tap it off, but don't tap it off so much there's no water. And then just using a wet, clean brush, going back in and blending. Now see, when you start blending, you just see the skin underneath because you're wiping off dry paint. But as you go, it'll start to just blend in a little bit more. And I'm doing a side-to-side stroke because the paint that was there earlier was laid down in vertical strokes. So getting them to blend is more about going over the three colors this way. Try and get a dark to light gradient going. And this is hard because it is paint and not Photoshop. So yeah, there we go. I have a little bit of bare skin patch here and under my chin. And it's pretty messy right now, but this is also an underpainting. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to that eyebrow so we can get up, 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 a big arc. There we go. Now let's bring that yellow down here. Okay, so YouTube crashed, but I think I'm back? It says I'm back. Yay, excellent. What do I mean underpainting? So, when you're doing, let's talk about oil paint just as an example, although this would be true with any kind of painting. You don't paint from the surface in, you paint from the surface out. So an underpainting is basically all of the color that you would want to be behind the end color. So let's say you were you're painting a landscape. You would generally put some blue parts in the sky area, some background green colors in some area, and then, maybe there's a brown area. So underpainting is basically super blobby, very not detailed at all, very blended in. It's just the very first thing, well, after the canvas has been prepared, but it's sort of the first stages in painting. So it's an entire painting, but it's just the underpainting. So then what happens is that layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of paint get applied. And it's that building up of paint that is actually what brings you the image, and also is what gives images depth, especially when you see, like Dutch masters, for example. The images look very deep, and that's partially just because of the perspective that you're using, but it's also the way that the paint is applied to the canvas, and like how translucent the paint, the later applied paint is, gives the thing sort of a more feeling of going in, because you are actually looking in through a surface and seeing light reflected from earlier stages of paint. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to let this dry a little bit. So as we apply more paint, it doesn't just remove all the work that I just did. Looks like I have a beard over here, which I'm totally into right now. No! Do not crash, YouTube. I'm going to be real mad. Great, it made sense. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully it stops crashing, but apparently I can keep reconnecting, so I guess this is just what I'll do. So now I've done this. Later I'm going to do one layer more detailed. This isn't going to be the most detailed layer of the painting, but it'll be slightly more detailed than I was just doing, sort of like laying out really big blocks of color. So the driest part of my face is here, so let's just go in here. So this is white on white, but the previous white is applied pretty thinly so that the second layer of white can go over it and make it look a little brighter. So, not my actual skin tone, but it's coming in great. Oh, looks pretty. I am not actually brave enough to wear this much ridiculous makeup. If you want to see the ridiculous makeup I actually wear, go check out Instagram and Twitter. Tons of, I'm going to say inventive makeups. They're a little crazy, but inventive. Okay, there we go. Like that. Oh, I like that. The way the color is broken up underneath those white lines. Alright, I'm going to keep doing that. Oh man, it would be so great if I could play ukulele live and paint my own face simultaneously. That would be amazing. But I ain't got enough arms for that. Okay, so we have this sort of like swirl going. Let's just go with the swirl theme. I'm going to add a little bit of white and yellow together. Where's there's yellow. I'm just going to add a little bit of white in there to lighten it up a little. So that I make, both the white and the yellow dirty. It's great. Great plan. Let's go in here and just sort of accentuate this curve coming down. The interesting thing about painting on your face versus painting on a canvas is that the contours of your face will change the color of something even without you changing the paint color, which I am super into. Oh. Alright. Apparently we're painting white and yellow lines over everything, because that shit looks really cool. I'm just mixing up more white and yellow. Bring this line down around. There we go, that's better. I think these lines too need to come around here to sort of blend my lips into my face. Instead of accentuating them, I'm just going to draw the lines over so that they fall back into the back of the painting. Okay. Let's continue that theme with these other lines.
Wow.
Hey, look, we have a visitor.
What did you do to your face?
Come here. Do you want to contribute?
No.
No! What do you mean
I
no?
want to eat.
Well, so go eat.
It's dinner time.
It's dinner time. It's dinner time. Apparently it's dinner time. Oh, there we go. I really love the way the white lines sort of make the background painting more blended, even though I didn't actually spend a lot of time blending the colors in the background. There we go. Alright, people, I have a question. I would like a title for this painting, because once this live stream is over, full space painting tutorial is not going to be a great title. So if you have ideas for what this painting should be titled, please share them in the comments so that I can steal all your ideas. Really appreciate it. Because titles are hard. Right. So I want to talk a little bit more about sort of my relationship with makeup. I think that one of the other sort of navigating factors to my changing my relationship to makeup to this more abstract approach from the sort of traditional beauty-based approach also came sort of pre-public transition. This year, in the beginning of last year, I transitioned from she to they, them pronouns, and I had for a long time. I've been thinking about it for a long time, but I think the abstract makeup actually really helped me solidify the need for the pronoun transition, because I started thinking about my body in really different ways, and about makeup, the sort of bodily decoration in different ways. Oh yeah. Freaking loving this. Weird black ear for no reason. Love it. Let's put one like little white swirl on this ear, just to make it part of the rest of the painting. Black ear. Alright. So, okay. That's working. I think for this area and under this eye and into this part of my forehead and side of my face, I need to do the swirls, but I think they should be thinner and probably a different color. I'd like to keep the swirl theme, but it seems like it needs some contrast. So I'm gonna switch to tiny needle brush thing. This is a size 3. Probably light green. Okay, so this is one of my favorite colors in the palette. The first color I ever bought of Tag was a huge thing of this dark green that I still have. I never should have bought that much dark green. It's a ridiculous quantity. Maybe one of these live streams I should just paint my entire face dark green because I have so much of it. So I'm just going to go in. The needle brush needs a lot of water, so go in and sort of activate the surface of this one. You can see when you add the water, you get a slightly lighter color than the like promised color. But that's okay. As you work it in, it gets a little more viscous and you get super blown out. There you go. Sort of adheres to the brush. So let's start here where the other swirls end. Okay. Now I don't use this. Apparently it's just gonna freaking crash every time. More yellow. I will definitely add more yellow. There we go. Okay. So let's do these smaller arcs in pairs. Starting here. Here. There we go. Yay! Pretty sure the live chat is what makes YouTube crash. Okay. Okay. It crashed again. But I'm not sure how to make it stop doing it. So you see, like, this brush isn't actually, you don't get that much thinner of a line. But I don't use thinner brushes on my face because, like, it's just pointless. The detail work of the brush is just totally lost against your skin. If I was painting on someone else, I could probably get a much more detailed line, but my hand-eye coordination is just not good enough to do that in a mirror. Ooh, swirly bright green things. Okay, and then let's do one or two just like straight up yellow lines, because we need more yellow. More yellow, more yellow, more yellow. I am happy to just keep restarting the stream because, is this dry? Yes, okay. Because YouTube would like to crash. Actually I have an idea. I'm going to take a technique from some of my pastel drawings. Let me show you really quick what my goal is. I haven't actually tried this before, so we'll see what happens. But one technique that's really fun to do in pastel is these squiggles. There's another one here. These squiggles done with the side of the pastel instead of the head. Drag squiggle. So let's try doing some of that on my face. After I put this thing back on the wall. If you guys are interested in seeing more of my studio, there's definitely tons to see. Just leave me a comment and I can set up some more shots. And in a upcoming live stream, they'll let you see various different angles. More yellow. All right, let's try to get our pastelish side squiggle going here. Running out of color, but that's okay. We can have several bright-headed snakes with these sort of fading bodies. Ooh. So color, so texture. I'm so into this. All right. I think we need one more snake coming from here. There we go. 3 is apparently the charm. All right. Now, so this is the second layer of the painting, which I'm going to let dry a little bit before we go into the last and final layer. One of my favorite things to do when I'm drawing on my makeup on is to do a sort of cel-shaded-esque pattern. Generally, cel shading is when a comic book character has a black outline around them. Cel shading is not the word for that. My brain is not working. Anyways, comic book character, black line around them. So we're going to try and add some black lines. It'll give it more detail, more dimension, and help some of my features pop out. But instead of just outlining what's already been done, I'm going to try build new shapes with the outline. So I'm just going to go in with my needle nose, my number 3 brush. Extra paint in there. You might need more water. Just add a little bit more water in there. Get the right consistency. Activate the whole face of the cake. Tag is super cheap in comparison to regular makeup. I refuse to be defeated by a fucking YouTube app. I refuse. Oh, the Scanner Darkly movie. I think that's rotoscoping, actually. When you paint over an image using like a digital technique and then do it for every frame of video. I'm pretty sure it's called rotoscoping. But similar. I guess that's what I'm doing on my face. Except for it's real life and it's not frame by frame. There's only one frame. That is my face. So I guess it's not similar. Alright. So, black needle nose. If you missed what I said earlier, I'm going to go back in and add some black outlining, like a comic book character. So let's see. I just want to add this last layer of detail because I feel like it really helps bring out some of the shapes that you're aiming for. And also helps sort of segment the image. So instead of seeing, right now there's sort of, let's see, there's a general area here, including my nose, with these stripes coming across here and coming down. There's the general dark area down under my chin, and then there's sort of an area here with the green and the yellow and the blue. So just to segment the painting more and give it a little bit more like visual texture, I'm going to add in the black outlining. Also, the level of detail across my whole face is a little bit similar right now. So adding the black, adding larger and bigger and smaller shapes with the black outline will also help give it less visual, make it less visually one or two notes. So let's see. Get a little bit closer here. So this one should go that. Oh look, there's a Malia. Hi Malia. Everyone say hi to Malia. She's one of my best friends. Okay, here we go. Let's add this here. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Alright, I'm back. Woo! Okay, here, here, here. I don't know why it crashes every 13 seconds. Maybe it is the chat, but that would seem ridiculous because half of the point of a live stream is that you can be able to talk to people while you do a video. YouTube. Jeesh. Do. Okay. I probably missed some comments. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh. Okay, I gotta just paint this shit as fast as humanly possible because it crashes more and more and more and more. So I'm just gonna go as fast as I can to try and finish this shit. I didn't realize I would have this many problems trying to fucking... Okay, go, self, go. And I just want to add an outline here and here. And then using those outlines, I'm going to add some three-dimensionalness going down and creating a kind of ribbon like I did on my forehead. Bringing it out and around and up. And then bringing these down into themselves. There we go. There we go. I think I'm done, mostly because if YouTube's going to crash any second. So thank you for watching. If y'all have ideas for what I should name this, you should put them in the comments right now so I can see them before it crashes. I really enjoyed doing this. This is great. It's the first time I have tried doing makeup live stream. Face ribbons. There we go. Malia wins because it... Or actually, maybe we should call it fucking Reconnecting since I had to do it like 17 times. Anyways, thanks for coming and I'll see you guys again soon. I'm gonna go wash this shit off my face.